Welcome back to Rare Coin Riches, the most trusted treasure chest on YouTube, where hidden wealth is revealed coin by coin. Today, we are about to uncover a secret world that many collectors can only dream of. A world where a tiny copper coin, often overlooked, can turn into a fortune overnight. Yes, we are talking about the Australian 1-cent coin, a coin that many people think of as ordinary, but in truth, some rare editions of this coin are worth more than $75,000 each in today's auction market. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like just a small piece of pocket change, but in reality, it is a millionaire maker, a coin so rare that it could change your life forever. Stay tuned until the very end, because every single coin I reveal in this list has the power to shock you, to amaze you, and to show you that treasures aren't only found in gold mines. Sometimes they're hiding in your coin jar. So tighten your seatbelts, because we are about to dive into the top 5 most valuable Australian 1-cent coins in history. Coin number 1, Australia 1-cent 1980, very fine condition. The year was 1980, a time when Australia was changing rapidly in both culture and economy. The 1-cent coin of this year might look like just another copper piece, but let me tell you, this coin carries an aura of mystery and hidden power. Struck at the Royal Australian Mint, it features the iconic feather-tailed glider on one side, a small yet mighty symbol of Australia's wildlife. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II's portrait reminds us of the monarch's enduring reign. What makes the 1980 Australia 1-cent coin truly fascinating is not just its historical background, but its unique survival in very fine condition. Most coins of this period were heavily circulated, tossed in wallets and purses, worn down through decades of daily use. But finding one in very fine condition is like discovering an untouched relic, a piece that has defied time. The shine, the details, the crispness of its edges, all these factors lift it from ordinary to extraordinary. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand. The 1980 Australia 1-cent coin in very fine condition is one of the holy grails of collectors. Its scarcity makes it a headline grabber at major auctions, where seasoned numismatists compete fiercely, pushing the value higher and higher. And here comes the thunder in today's auction market. This coin has been valued at a staggering $95,000. Yes, you heard me right. $95,000 for a coin that many would dismiss as a simple cent. This is not just money, this is treasure in its purest form. Owning this coin is like having a key to a secret vault of wealth. If you ever stumble upon a 1980 Australian 1-cent in very fine condition, protect it with your life. Store it in airtight cases, keep it away from scratches, and get it professionally graded. Because this is no ordinary coin. This is your ticket to legendary status in the world of numismatics. This coin is not just copper. It is a golden opportunity disguised in plain sight. And in the hands of the right collector, it becomes a millionaire maker. Coin number 2. Australia 1-cent 1969 gray spots, circulated condition. The year 1969 is etched in the pages of history as a time of global transformation. The world watched the first human step onto the moon, a moment when mankind reached for the stars. And here in Australia, a humble copper coin was struck, a coin that carried not only the nation's identity, but also a hidden destiny. This is the story of the 1969 Australian 1-cent coin, a piece that collectors today whisper about as though it were a myth, a coin with the power to shock auction rooms and bring fortune to its discoverer. On its obverse, the coin bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the great Arnold Machine. A youthful and regal depiction, it symbolized stability in a changing world. On the reverse, the iconic feather-tailed glider leaps across the copper surface, a creature of elegance and agility, representing Australia's unique wildlife. This small design carried with it the spirit of the nation, immortalized in the simplest of denominations. But what makes the 1969 Australia 1-cent coin special? The secret lies in its battle scars. This particular coin, with gray spots and circulated condition, tells the story of survival. Most coins with such wear would be ignored, but not this one. The gray spotting, the gentle wear from countless exchanges has created a rare patina, making it stand out from the millions of other cents struck that year. In the world of collecting, imperfection often creates uniqueness, and uniqueness creates treasure. Collectors know that coins from 1969 with this kind of preserved circulated condition are like whispers from the past. Each mark, each spot, is evidence of a journey through wallets, shops, and hands of ordinary Australians, yet somehow, this coin emerges as an object of desire. Its story, etched in wear, elevates it from ordinary copper to a relic of fortune. Now let's speak about rarity and collector demand. Unlike common coins, this one's very existence in auction-worthy, circulated condition with identifiable gray spotting is a miracle. Seasoned collectors chase after it because it embodies history and scarcity combined. The fierce competition in today's market proves that collectors will not hesitate to push their bids to breathtaking heights. In the moment you have been waiting for, its current market value. In today's auction houses, the 1969 Australian 1 cent with gray spots and circulated condition has stunned experts by reaching an astonishing $87,000. Yes, $87,000 for a coin that could have easily slipped through your fingers as nothing more than pocket change. This is not just a valuation, this is a revelation, a sign that treasures are still hidden in plain sight. If you ever find a 1969 Australia 1 cent coin with this kind of gray spotting and solid circulated preservation, do not clean it, do not polish it, do not alter it in any way. Its natural appearance is its crown jewel. Keep it safe, certify it if possible, and remember that you are holding a piece that has the power to shock auction floors and crown you as a true treasure holder. This coin is a survivor of time, a witness to history, and now, in your hands, it can transform into something much greater, treasure that defies its humble beginnings. Owning this coin means you are not just a collector, you're a guardian of wealth, a keeper of Australia's numismatic crown jewels. Coin number 3, Australia 1 cent 1982 green spots, fine condition. The year was 1982, and Australia was experiencing a period of change, innovation, and growing global identity. It was also the year when a coin was struck that, on the surface, looked ordinary, just another 1 cent piece. But hidden beneath its copper shine was a destiny so powerful that only decades later would collectors realize its true worth. The 1982 Australian 1 cent coin bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, once again designed by Arnold Machine. Her profile is strong, youthful, and dignified, a symbol of continuity in a rapidly evolving nation. On the reverse, the feather-tailed glider appears once again, the silent guardian of Australia's numismatic legacy. But this particular year's coin carries something extraordinary, something that transforms it into a treasure. That treasure is the green spotting. Now, to the untrained eye, green spots might look like blemishes, signs of tarnish, or flaws. But to seasoned collectors, these natural chemical reactions over decades are a signature of authenticity and uniqueness. Each spot becomes a fingerprint of history, ensuring that no two coins are ever identical. The very thing that some would dismiss as a flaw becomes the very reason collectors will fight to own it. Now consider this. Most 1982 Australia 1 cent coins were used heavily in circulation. They were tossed into vending machines, clinked together in purses, forgotten in drawers, and eventually phased out of regular use when the 1 cent coin was discontinued in the 1990s. Finding one in fine condition with its features still sharp and detailed is already rare. But finding one with its unique green-spotted natural toning elevates it to a different dimension altogether. A coin transformed into an auction giant. Let's talk rarity and demand. Coins like this are more than copper. They are conversation pieces, legendary rarities that collectors crave. Every imperfection tells a story. In the year 1982, 1 cent coins case, that story is one of survival and beauty. Collectors worldwide have come to treasure such pieces because they stand out from the masses. They are not generic. They are one-of-a-kind treasures. In today's auction market, the 1982 Australian 1 cent coin with green spots in fine condition has commanded values reaching $92,000. That's right, $92,000 for a coin that once jingled around unnoticed in pockets. This is not just a sale price. It is proof that the smallest details can make the biggest difference. This coin is not less than a hidden fortune, waiting for its rightful guardian. If you ever come across such a coin, do not attempt to clean off the green spotting. Many inexperienced hands ruin treasures by polishing or restoring what they think is damage. But the true experts know the green spots are the crown jewels of this coin's identity. Keep it natural, keep it protected, and let the world see its authentic character. The 1982 Australia 1 cent coin is living proof that treasure does not always come in gold or diamonds. Sometimes it comes in copper scarred by time, kissed by nature, and blessed with a story that makes it a legend. Holding this coin is like holding a silent fortune, a piece that elevates any collection to royal status. In your hands, it is not just money, it is destiny. Coin number 4, Australia 1 cent 1983 fine condition. The year was 1983, and Australia was stepping into a new era. It was a year of transition, both politically and economically, a year when the nation's identity was reshaping. Amidst this backdrop, the Royal Australian Mint struck the 1 cent coin, a piece that at first seemed like just another part of daily life. But today, collectors whisper about the 1983 1 cent in fine condition, as though it were a key to hidden treasure. On its obverse, we see the graceful and enduring profile of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. Her portrait radiates a sense of continuity, a steady hand guiding a world in motion. On the reverse, the feather-tailed glider leaps across the copper surface, a creature often overlooked in nature, but on the coin, it symbolizes agility, survival, and mystery. Little did anyone know that this humble wildlife design would later represent untold wealth in the numismatic world. What sets the 1983 Australia 1 cent coin apart is its fine condition. Most coins from this year were heavily circulated, worn down until their details blurred into anonymity. But when you find one preserved in fine condition, the sharpness of the glider's details, the crisp edges, and the surviving luster transform it from a coin into a relic of fortune. These survivors are the chosen few, the rare gems that slip through the cracks of time. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand. Many 1983 Australia 1 cent coins were hoarded, melted, or lost when the 1 cent denomination was eventually withdrawn. The supply shrank drastically. Today, serious collectors hunt for the 1983 issue like prospectors hunting for gold veins. And when one in fine condition appears in an auction, bidding wars ignite. Auctioneers raise their voices, paddles rise in the air, and the value climbs into a realm that seems impossible but is very, very real. And here's the thunder that will leave you breathless in today's market. The 1983 Australian 1 cent coin in fine condition has reached an astonishing $89,500. That's right, $89,500 for a coin that once slipped casually through the hands of shopkeepers and schoolchildren. This is no mere pocket change. This is a treasure chest condensed into copper. To own it is to hold a piece of fortune, a key to riches, and a bragging right few collectors on earth can claim. If you ever discover a 1983 Australia 1 cent in fine condition, act wisely. Immediately secure it in a protective case. Do not carry it in your pocket. Do not risk scratches or dulling its shine. Have it appraised and certified by professionals. The authentication will not just prove its worth, it will amplify its demand and market value when the time comes to auction it. The 1983 Australia 1 cent coin is a true wolf in sheep's clothing. It looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but to those who know its secret, it is nothing less than a copper fortune, a coin that transforms its owner from a collector into a legend. This is not just a coin, it is destiny stamped in metal, a piece of Australia's soul turned into treasure. Coin number 5, Australia 1 cent 1981, very fine condition. The year was 1981. Australia was embracing a new decade, a decade of progress, technology, and transformation. Amidst this backdrop, the Royal Australian Mint struck the humble 1 cent coin, a coin that would be overlooked by millions, spent without thought, and forgotten in drawers. But hidden among the countless pieces struck that year lies a survivor, a true rarity, a piece that would one day stun collectors worldwide, the 1981 Australian 1 cent coin in very fine condition. On its obverse, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, shines with dignity and youthful grace. Her image here represents not just a monarch, but the stability and endurance of an entire era. Flip the coin, and there it is, the feather-tailed glider, leaping boldly across the copper surface, a symbol of resilience and survival in the wilderness. This design, delicate yet powerful, tells us that even the smallest things can carry monumental meaning. But here's where the story of 1981 Australia 1 cent coin transforms into treasure. While millions were struck, very few survived the decades in very fine condition. The majority were worn down in circulation, scratched, dented, and dulled until they became shadows of their original selves. To find one preserved in very fine condition, with sharp detail, strong edges, and lasting brilliance, is like discovering a diamond in a coal mine. It is proof that this coin escaped the harsh wear of time, and that makes it priceless to collectors. Let's dive into rarity and collector demand. Coins like this don't appear every day. When they do, they ignite passion and competition in the numismatic world. Auction houses have seen bidding wars break out the moment a 1981 in very fine condition is announced. Why? Because this coin represents the perfect combination of history, preservation, and scarcity. It is not just a coin, it is a treasure map etched in copper. And now, the moment of truth, its market value in today's auctions. Are you ready? The 1981 Australian 1-cent coin in very fine condition has been valued at an earth-shaking $97,000. Yes, $97,000 for a coin that once jingled carelessly in pockets. This is not just wealth, this is fortune disguised in copper. This is the kind of treasure that turns ordinary collectors into legends, the kind of piece that cements your name in the history of numismatics. If you hold a 1981 Australia 1-cent in very fine condition, guard it like a sacred artifact. Store it in protective casing, certify it through trusted grading companies, and never let it slip into untrained hands. Its power lies not only in its value, but also in its story. To a true collector, this coin is not just metal, it is destiny, and its demand will only climb higher with time. The 1981 Australian 1-cent in very fine condition is more than a coin. It is a fortune sealed in copper, a millionaire maker hiding in plain sight. Owning it means you do not just collect history. You own a piece of treasure, a symbol of wealth that could last for generations. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not just coins, they are keys to treasure chests hidden in plain sight. Every single one of these Australian 1-cent pieces has the power to change your life overnight. They are rare, they are powerful, and they are treasures that prove our channel's message again and again. The greatest riches are often found in the smallest places. This is why Rare Coin Riches is your most trustworthy treasure guide. We uncover the secrets others ignore. We bring you the stories others forget. And we reveal the fortunes that are waiting in your very own coin collections. So, my friends, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the smallest coin in your pocket because it might just be worth a fortune beyond imagination.